Barn owls Willow and Ghost are settled in Sycamore Stump. Willow's incubating 4 eggs. These were laid towards the end of summer, when most of the barn owl chicks will have already fledged. But this first-time mum seems happy with her late brood. The eggs will take 32 days to hatch, and it's Willow's responsibility alone to keep those eggs warm. Only taking the briefest of breaks when she can. The role of a partner, Ghost, is to provide her with food, while she's tied up with incubating. It's his first brood too, and so far he's doing okay. The first egg starts to pip 31 days after it was laid, right on time. But Ghost hasn't brought in any food for her today, so Willow leaves the nest to find food for herself. It's not a good idea for her to leave her eggs unguarded at this stage, and in her absence, another barn owl enters the nest. It's Finn, I can tell by the ID ring on his foot. He and Gylfie are the dominant pair in the area, and have a nest nearby with eggs in too. Luckily, this particular owl is not aggressively territorial. Willow can't quite believe it. I don't think she'll do this again, unless she has to, especially as this egg's just about to hatch. Let's hope Ghost can pick up his game. The next morning, Willow reveals her first hatchling. This one's called Ginger. She's tiny and completely dependent on her parents. Willow needs to continue incubating all the remaining eggs and the new hatchling to keep them warm, day and night, so she's relying on Ghost to keep her well fed. But when it comes to the nest empty-handed, she makes it clear he needs to head back out. Thankfully, he gets the message and returns with a mouse. So Willow can finally feed herself and her new chick. The next day, Willow stands, revealing a second precious chick. This one's called Cinnamon. She's still wet, fresh from hatching. Ghost seems to be living up to his name, as I'm not seeing much of him. He only returns to the nest at night to deliver food. It could be to give Willow more space in the nest, but I think this arrangement just suits him. 3 days later, I catch my first glimpse of the third chick, Clove. It's lovely to see all 3 chicks together. The next day, temperatures soar, and Willow leaves the nest to stretch her wings. When she returns, she's panting heavily. Lots of birds do this to cool themselves down when it's hot. They rapidly move parts of the neck to increase airflow. It's known as gular fluttering. This warm weather means the chicks don't need brooding as closely as usual. But Willow knows too much time on their own can be dangerous, as they can't regulate their own temperature yet, so brings the chick back in before long. Thankfully, the temperature cools off just in time to welcome the 4th and final chick. I think Willow's going to have her work cut out. Ginger is now 10 days old and is already preening herself. There's such a big size difference between them, and this is common with owls. They grow so much in their first few days. And Ginger is already eating large prey items whole. They seem to be developing well under the watchful eye of Willow. Ghost's bringing in just enough food, but he doesn't know that the prey is too large for the owlets to swallow. His role is just to provide food. He doesn't get involved any further. Luckily, Willow is on hand, tearing it into the right-sized pieces, which is key while the chicks are still small. Now at 15 days old, Ginger stretches her wings for the first time, and Willow's there to see it. Cinnamon's eyes are now open too, which is great. But I catch a glimpse of the youngest barn owl. It looks worryingly small and weak. As the chicks grow, Ghost just isn't delivering enough food. And when he finally brings a mouse to Willow, the older chicks eat it all. There's never any left for the youngest. I've noticed over the years, barn owls just don't share out the food evenly. Unlike the kestrels, they always make sure every mouth is fed. When Willow leaves to stretch her wings, it's clear the youngest chick isn't developing like the rest of them. When Willow returns, she tries to feed the youngest chick. But Ginger steals the food again. And unfortunately, later that day, I notice the chick has passed away. The ever-resourceful Willow doesn't waste a meal and feeds it to the other chicks. It might seem unsavoury to us, but this is common practice for birds of prey. It's really a case of survival of the fittest. Thankfully, the other 3 chicks are thriving. Their pin feathers are coming through. And at 23 days old, Ginger has already started head bobbing, practicing spotting things in and around her nest. Although considerably smaller, Clover's looking healthy too. Her eyes are open, and she's always huddled close to her siblings. She's now even eating her meals whole. The chicks are growing quickly and now able to regulate their own temperature. But the nest is getting crowded. So Willow's spending more time in the entrance, keeping guard. It's great to see the youngest chick stretching her wings, just like her older siblings. Over the next few days, their bond is clear, always huddled together. Keeping warm, and even sharing food. Now the chicks are well grown, Willow spends more of her time hunting, which is good because Ghost just isn't pulling his weight. And over the next 10 days, Willow provides 84% of all food deliveries. Thankfully, she's a devoted mother. And I gave her a helping hand too. When Ginger and Cinnamon are a month old, they have golden fringing around their facial discs, and their flight feathers are coming through too. Ginger's also grown more inquisitive. It's not long before she takes her first peek at the outside world. And her younger siblings watch on in envy. All 3 chicks are now over a month old, eating well, stretching and flapping. And looking at the outside world. It's so great seeing Willow, first-time parent, doing such a good job. Fingers crossed Ghost will step up in the final days before the chicks fledge. Next time, watch as the chicks get fitted with identification rings and get ready for life on the wing. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to see more. Here's a taste of what you'll enjoy seeing on this channel.